Peep peep, lawns and alpacas, this is Livy, and today we are going to review A Mountain of Trouble. Hear me out when I tell you, I didn't expect me to like A Mountain of Trouble more than Carnival Chaos. I thought I was gonna like it the same as Carnival Chaos, but oh my god, this is a lot better than Carnival Chaos. And just quickly, I'm gonna talk about my thoughts about this and what I love about it, and I will be mentioning spoilers, so if you're getting this book for Christmas, which, by the way, this is a fantastic Christmas present, I will promise you that, and you want to be surprised and not know what happened, then click out of this video and come back to the video when you're done reading it. But oh god, this was so exciting. Holy crap, I could barely sleep because of how exciting this book was. It was like, oh my god. And I liked how it exaggerated some of the characters. I freaking love the dialogue. The dialogue is on point. And the pictures, oh god, I really hope that on the Little Brown website, which is the book company that made this, that published this, have coloring pages of the art in this, because it is so freaking adorable, even though you can't really see it. But I don't know which one would you say was my favorite, but I will scroll some and find some that I could show. I can't show all of them because, you know, I don't know which one. I actually like this one. That's a food fight. I really like that picture. I don't know how well you can see it, but I really like this food fight picture. And I actually really like this picture with the lawnmower. With the lawnmower doing their dirty work. I really like that picture, which I'm only going to show you those two pictures. They'll probably have them as coloring pages, and if they do, I will color them, and I'll probably do a speed color while I talk about a story of some sort, I don't know. There is some criticism, though, I will say. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a little criticism. And of course the story starts out as everybody's getting really, really excited to go to camp, and they've never been to this camp before, but they heard that it was this really fantastic, fun camp. And then when they arrived, it ended up being really crappy and you know, broken and everything, and pretty much almost deserted, and things would always go wrong. And the cook was Ollie Bulb. Why didn't they hire Chef Saltbaker? I'm guessing it's because he's too good of a cook to work for a camp. I don't know, but apparently Ollie is a horrible cook. You know, in cartoons, cafeteria food is this gunk of stuff, whatever. Even though, personally, at my school, the cafeteria food was pretty good, but in, cartoons and that's, this gunk. That's pretty much what this mess hall food was like, and pretty much starving Cuppy. I love that they, exaggerated that with Cuphead, that it was, making him super hungry because he keeps skipping the meals because he couldn't stand to eat this stuff. And also, the one hope and idea that I would say was one of my strangest ones I have ever had, it actually came true in this Cuphead stomach growling. I said I would love that because I thought that's cute and it matches his character very well. I am not exaggerating when I told you 4 times. His stomach growled 4 times, which it's not throughout the story. It was one chapter it growled 4 times because he was fishing and he heard growling and he thought it was some sort of creature, what was that? And then he looked down and realized it was his stomach. And also, random fact, his favorite pie is cherry, which by his color, that's not that big of a surprise. And he loves cherry pie, and these fish were being mean to him and was luring him in the water with cherry pie. So I thought that matched Cuphead's character very, very nicely. Some of the best dialogue on the book came from Cuphead's mouth. A lot of it came from Cuphead's mouth. There's some from other characters too, but Cuphead said the best dialogue in the whole book. Let me tell you, he said the best insult that ever came out of his mouth was, you know, the other camp, their camp was called Hoot and Holler, but the rivalry camp is called Punch a Fink. And so he called them Bunch of Stink. And I was like, that is the best insult Cuphead would ever, that came out of Cuphead's mouth. That was the best insult that came out of Cuphead's mouth. And so, yeah, it was all prank wars, and you know me, I don't know if I've told this, but I've told this to other people before in that I love pranks. I was class clown when I was in high school, and I wanted to do the senior prank, but I didn't. And let me tell you, my idea for the senior prank would have been a lot funnier than what they did. That's all I can tell you. Maybe that could be a story for a video. I don't know. Tell me if you would like to hear that. But yeah, and the artwork is just like, oh my god. And I loved like reading about the fight back and forth of the camps. And it ended up that the one camp was framed and the other one thought they did it, and back and forth. Oh, I'm way ahead of myself when I forgot to mention something that was mentioned in the beginning of the book. Maybe kind of excited is a little bit, is that Elder Kettle is a yodeler. But why I went about that is because he's a bad yodeler. Because, you know, I could read yodeling, and when I was reading his yodeling, I couldn't do it. Like, you know, and his was like, yodel, yodel, ah! Which, I'm like, I can yodel, yodel, It kind of made me think of, sometimes I would watch videos of yodeling contests, and some of the contestants, I just like cringe at it because it is so bad, and it's like, I don't even consider that yodeling, like, I don't consider that yodeling. Like, there's one lady did that, she said, yodel, 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 tee, tee, and I was like, oh god, no! No, that's not yodeling. Like, I know, it's one of those things, like, I can see myself, like, watching a contest and me cringing at the contestants and someone say, oh, like, you can do better. Sometimes I do it randomly in public just to see people's reactions, and their reactions are amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that Elder Kettle is a yodeler, but he's not a good yodeler. Like, yeah! I don't know, it sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to yodel. Picture that, ladies and gentlemen. And they had Miss Chalice's character set out very nicely, and her dialogue is also really good too. And the one thing that I was a little confused about what I saw in the Amnesty Film Festival about the Cuphead show, like, what I got from Carnival Chaos is that Miss Chalice is the one that always has a great plan and to help them get out of trouble, but in the Cuphead show Amnesty Film Festival, they made it look like Miss Chalice is a pest. This book helped me understand that a little bit more. Like, it says Miss Chalice annoyingly gets them into trouble. Okay, that makes sense. Like, she's their best friend, but she has an annoying habit of getting them into trouble, which, okay, that makes a little more sense. But the one little disappointment I will have to say about the book, and it's not that big of a disappointment, even though Mugman is right there, he doesn't really talk or do much in the book. I was a little disappointed in that. Like, he did talk. I do like some of the dialogue he did say, and he did do a few things. Like, I think basically he just wanted to sit down and relax. And also, I was like, in the second chapter, it made it sound like, because they were talking about how Mugman is so young and this is his first time away from home by himself. Well, he's with Cuphead and the others, but still, and so I thought it was going to be an adventure about, like, you know, Mugman doing stuff on his own. But no, he just asked questions and, you know, did little things. But the one exciting thing that happened that was kind of like even getting me like really nervous, even though I know he's gonna be okay, is that there was a scene that Mugman was stuck in a waterfall. As in, there was a branch hanging from the waterfall and he fell down it and he was hanging onto it and it was about to break, and it was very, very suspenseful, but it worked out really well that he was rescued and everything. So yeah, that was Mugman's big shine. And even during that, he doesn't really panic, he doesn't really like act super scared. It's just like, well, if it breaks, it breaks. Kind of like that type of thing. And also, what you guys were telling me in the Mugman possibly being the official crybaby of the two, one thing you guys were saying, you were right. That, not so much that Mugman is the crybaby of the two, but he is more of the scaredy cat, which, in this book, it explained that pretty well, that he is more of the cautious scaredy cat type thing. And let me tell you, there was one section in the book, I don't remember what it was exactly, like, I don't even remember which chapter it was, but I remember reading a certain line that Mugman said that I was like, oh my god, that sounded very, very British. Too bad he's not canonly British. He doesn't have a British accent by canon. Like, this one line that he said, I don't remember, it was like something about my chumps or something like that. I don't remember what exactly it was. I remember reading that and thinking, oh, that is very, very British sounding. And also the other, like, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, it builds up and everything. I think having Glumstone on the cover was a huge jump because he doesn't really appear until near the end of the book, like the few last chapters of the book. They just heard about, like, you know, there was this campfire story and they talk about Glumstone, which I guess, but like they talk about Glumstone, but they don't know what he's like until they met him later, and that was more towards the end of the book. Yeah, it's still a good cover, but by how the story went, it's a little too big of a jump. And like, I would have liked to see maybe them pranking or setting up pranks or just them chilling at the camp. I still like this picture. It's still a really nice picture. It's a really nice cover. It's just, I personally believed it was a big jump to have that as the cover since he doesn't really appear. He doesn't really appear that much actually until like the end of the story. This book is almost 100%. And I freaking love it. I highly suggest it. And what I'm gonna do with all my reviews now, that whether it's the new books or the Cuphead show episodes that are coming out next year, which I am gonna review some of them. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to do that properly without YouTube, like, you know, yeah, strike. Is I am going to give a character a Livy point. One thing I forgot to mention, I don't remember if I mentioned this in the video or not. I don't know, it's like there's some, I actually tried recording this twice because the battery of my camera died. I am actually going to give the Livy point, which I'm gonna say I give it to a character that really made a big impression of the whole story or anything, like some, like pretty much makes a big impression on the whole story I'm talking about. And so the Livy point for A Mountain of Trouble, I give it to Cuphead because he came out with the really great dialogue. Probably he has said the best dialogue of the whole book, and also he also proved in the book of how he's basically a hero. Like, he saved both camps. Wait, well, actually, he didn't really save both camps. It was more, I don't know how to explain that part, but yeah, he wanted to save their camp, and, he wanted to make everything right. They even actually also wanted to help the other camp as well. And so, yeah, and also the headcanon of Cuphead's stomach growling, like, that also, like, it doesn't have to be an extremely good reason for the Livy point, but the main reason is that I really liked his dialogue, and he did prove himself to be a hero of this book. But anyways, please tell me in the comment section below if you've read this, what do you think of it, and what's your favorite part? I would love to read about it, and also, I'm also listening to the audiobook version of A Mountain of Trouble because I love listening to the audiobooks of Cuphead. I like how the narrator narrates it. I like how he sets up the mood of the story, and I like how he voices the characters. He just does a really great job, but this is an excellent. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more Cuphead content and randomness. And we'll see you next time.